Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. Matt is riding with
James.
and we are testing the new Sorento. You probably already saw the video that we did about that new version of the Sorento, the X-line. It's kind of an off-road version if you want, and it's looking great since the redesign. And Kia told us, don't worry, there's going to be a PHEV version coming soon and you're going to be able to save fuel, and now is the time to test it. But we're going to ask ourselves two questions in that video. Is it worth it to spend money for the plug-in hybrid version? And do we still need incentive that we are paying to everybody that are going to buy those cars only because they are PHEV, sometimes hybrids, and sometimes electric vehicles? So get ready, James. First of all, let's talk about the exterior look of that Sorento.
Yes, the exterior mat is 99.8% the same thing as a regular Sorento, apart from some accent, right and left, silver accents, and unique wheels to the model PHEV.
And you can also see a badge in the rear, which is going to tell you that it's plug-in hybrid.
To remind everyone that you're riding a green car.
Yes, I can see that with the smoke coming out of the exhaust during winter also. But still, you're going to have your charge port on the right, and you're going to have on the left your fuel door access. So you won't get confused, but they look the same though. When you get to the interior, you can see that Kia is shining with some great materials and some great technology.
Yes, Kia always has the technology package on their car more than the competitors, but you have also blue and beige leather in the car. That seems pretty good to me. But the only thing is that dirt can accumulate on those material pretty easy.
Yes, and if you have children, that's going to be a real mess. I love also the digital cluster in the version that we have. How about that big 10.3 inches screen, which is really easy to use, and you've got a ton of information inside. And how about those easy and accessible climate control? We're going to need them close because, as you will see in the PHEV version, you're going to play with that a lot. How about USB connectors in the seat? And you have to note also this is a 6-passenger only. You cannot go for 7-passenger with the Sorento. How about in the dark, James?
You have these cool lights for the night, and you said that we have 6 places, but more for adults and 2 children.
Yes, you won't probably sit in the last row of seat. And I really dig also that panoramic sunroof when you're going to be rolling. How about the engine?
Yes, in the engine bay you have a 1.6-liter turbo with a 13.8 kilowatt hours battery that makes 51 kilometers of autonomy and 261 horsepower and 258 pound-foot of torque.
Which is not really bad. It's going to be 34 horsepower more than the hybrid version, but still I really dig that 2.5-liter turbo when it comes to power and fun to drive. Towing capacity?
It's 2,000 pounds, man.
Not too bad, but we are far from what we used to know in the previous version of the Sorento that could go up to 5,000 pounds.
Yeah, but don't forget that you have a V6 in the old version of the Sorento, man.
Yes, charging time for that battery is kind of really short because it's a small battery. So it's going to be 3 hours 25 minutes on a 240V outlet. You're going to be able to also charge in 10 hours 26 minutes with a regular outlet. So I can really live with that. If you're going at your cabin the next day, it's full. It's going to be pure electric power, but don't worry, there's always the engine here to help you. And with the price of those charging stations here in Quebec simply climbing and climbing, it's going to be a cost saver for you to use fuel and simply charge at home. So let's talk about the road handling. Acceleration are not bad. I still prefer the 2.5 turbo when it comes to fun though, but here it's not the same mission. You're gonna have plenty of power to accelerate, to do some pass on the highway. How about direction? Feeling is a little bit electric though. When you turn, you can feel also the difference between an eco mode and a sports mode, but it's still kind of okay. Comfort is well balanced for you and your passenger, but I wouldn't want to be sitting completely in the back though. Sometimes those 19 inches in the winter and with the potholes will resonate the bumpy ride. But still, the Sorento is one great road handling machine. There's a big difference though between our drive mode and the US drive mode. In the US, you only got a lock button right here in the center, but here in Canada, you've got snow, mud, sand mode. If you're gonna use those one, leave the TCS on. We did some testing on the snow, James, and you can see that this all-wheel drive system won't really work from side to side. If it's icy out there, it's gonna spin, and it's okay, but it's not one of the best performer out there. How about the fuel consumption, James?
In summers, Matt, you can talk about 3 liters per 100 kilometers.
If you use completely the battery autonomy.
Yes, exactly. But winters is different, because the engine is always running for the heat in the car.
Yes, there's no heat pump inside, so the next thing you know, as soon as you put some climate on, the engine is starting. So if you're thinking that you're going to use only EV power all year long with that vehicle, it's not going to happen.
Exactly. And for the price, Matt, you can talk about around $45,000, but the model we have here right now is $55,000.
Do we still want incentive for those kind of vehicles?
No. And I explain to you why. Because you have plenty of cars on the market that are PHEV and electric, and it kind of gives a false concurrential advantage against the gas cars.
So at first there was some rare availability of those cars. Sometimes it was costing a lot of money, and maybe people didn't want to spend that much money for those new technology.
Exactly. And incentives are more for infant industries that are debuting in the market, like the Nissan Leaf. But now there's plenty of electric cars and PHEV cars, and now the manufacturers are fighting in that segment.
And often when you've got an incentive, it won't make the manufacturer lower its price to be more competitive also. They will keep them high because they know right here in Quebec you can have $6,000 for this kind of vehicle, and if you go with a RAV4 Prime, it's going to be up to $13,000. So this is a lot of money that you and I are spending for people that want brand new cars.
And also, you're probably just buying this car because there's a rebate on this car, and if there wasn't, you wouldn't be able to buy it.
Yes, because your budget is too tight maybe. Otherwise, we are not willing to still go for those incentives. How about the minus point though? When you're going to roll, you're going to feel that engine vibration. If you're going to be in winter, even if it's only showing the EV logo there, you're going to hear it, and sometimes it's revving really high. How about that climate control that you're going to fight with it? Each time that it's going to be cold outside, you will feel cold, and sometimes you will feel the heat. Next thing you know, you're always playing with those buttons, and it's getting annoying over time. The Kia technology needs a little bit of an update though to make you more comfortable and maybe use full EV power all year long. Also, when you get completely to the rear, this is for children only. And if you're still thinking about buying this car and rolling pure EV, as I told you, it's not gonna happen. How about you, James?
I totally agree with you, Matt. The only thing I have to add is that in the acceleration, in sand mode, you have kind of a delay when you release the throttle, and it gives you a sense of fighting the car if you want to brake at the same time, you know?
Yes, and it's going to be more accentuated if you're going to use the TCS off feature. Make sure that you use those drive mode with the TCS control on.
And another thing, Matt, is that there's parts missing on this car.
Yes, there's two parts missing. One inside, one outside. I've heard about children simply pulling the handle too hard, but I've never seen some missing parts just like we did. Are you sad for that?
Yes, I'm very sad.
I can see that.
Because the car is brand new.
Yes, I don't know how we'll explain that to the manufacturer. On the plus side though, well, you've got those real cool LED lighting up in front. This is really powerful. It's one of the only PHEV 3 rows of seating which is available right now. You won't have to wait 2 years to get it. I cannot wait to see the competition though. You still got some other vehicle like the Ford Escape, like the RAV4 Prime, which are kind of cool also, but still with 3 rows of seating. This is the ideal format for the car. How about full of technology when it comes to security feature? You put your blinker, you see the little bit of camera inside, the great build quality, and how about that great road handling? So, do you buy PHEV or do you stick with the 2.5T version?
I would buy the PHEV if it wasn't running on the thermic engine in winters, Matt.
Yes.
That's the only thing that's just tickling me.
There you go, James. So feel free to like, share, and comments if you have any question about that vehicle, and we'll see you another time.